You know that feeling, right? You've set your sights on something big, poured everything into it, and then thud. It just doesn't quite land.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it feels like a total failure, even. And suddenly those dreams seem, well, miles away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've all been in that spot, haven't we? That moment of, okay, now what? It's just a part of being human, facing those times when things don't quite click immediately.
That sting of disappointment. Yeah, we can all relate.
Like that.
But what if those moments, those perceived failures, aren't actually the end? What if they hold the key to something even better?
No, that's interesting.
Because that's exactly what we're diving into today, how those stumbles, those, missteps can actually be powerful fuel for real growth.
Yeah, and lead to success you might not have even imagined. It's really about reframing things, isn't it?
Reframing, exactly.
Instead of seeing failure as this, like, dead end, you start to see it as part of the process, maybe even pointing you in a new direction.
Yeah, a detour you needed to take. So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack that. We'll look at some pretty incredible stories of people who didn't just, bounce back from failure, but actually used it. Harnessed it, yeah, to achieve amazing things. And we want to pull out some wisdom, some takeaways you can actually use in your own life.
And we're drawing a lot of inspiration today from the YouTube channel Awaken Your Potential. They do a fantastic job looking at how these visionaries really use setbacks.
They really do. Awaken Your Potential gets into the nitty-gritty of how these timeless visionaries, as they call them, navigated the tough stuff. Okay, so let's start with this basic idea. Failure is normal. It's part of growth.
Right.
Sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? Like, a cliche.
It can, yeah. But what's key here, and what Awaken Your Potential really highlights, is that failure isn't just something to, like, put up with. It actually serves a purpose.
A purpose, okay?
Think of it less like a stop sign and more like feedback, like vital information.
Okay. Like data.
Exactly. It's a signal saying, hey, maybe tweak this or look at this differently or, maybe this whole approach needs our rethink.
A signal, not a scarlet letter. I like that. It means you pivot, you adjust course. You don't just, give up.
Precisely. It's about actively learning from it, not getting stuck in the, I failed feeling.
Right.
And the channel also talks about building systems of perseverance. Because, let's be honest, just relying on motivation, that stuff runs out.
Huh. Oh, so true. Some days you're on fire, others you're like, can I just stay in bed?
Exactly. So how do you keep going when the inspiration dips? That's where these systems come in. Routines, habits, structures. Things that keep you moving forward even when you don't feel like it.
Like guardrails for your goals.
Kinda, yeah. Awaken Your Potential points out that these big figures, they likely had their own versions, conscious or not. Maybe it's just a strict schedule or a really good team.
Okay, so failure's feedback, prompting a pivot, and build routines for resilience. Got it. Now let's dig into some examples. Thomas Edison.
Ah, yes. The light bulb guy.
The light bulb guy, innovation incarnate, right? You'd think, genius like that, it was probably smooth sailing.
Well, that's the myth, isn't it? But Awaken Your Potential often reminds us innovation is messy. Edison's whole story is about relentless trying. He famously said something like,
I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Something like that.
That's the one. 10,000. Think about that.
That's a lot of not working. But the key is, he didn't see each one as failure, did he? It was information.
Exactly. It was eliminating possibilities systematically. Each attempt that didn't work told him something specific.
Okay, so it narrowed things down.
Right. So for us listening, maybe when something doesn't work out, ask, what specific piece of info did I just get? What did I learn about my method or the problem itself?
That's a really practical way to approach it. Okay, who's next? Who else can we learn from here?
How about Marie Curie?
Oh, wow. Pioneer. Radioactivity. 2 Nobel Prizes in different sciences. Legendary.
Absolutely. Monumental. But you might think, someone that brilliant, surely she didn't face, major roadblocks.
Yeah, seems unlikely, right?
Oh, her path was incredibly difficult. Awaken Your
Potential highlights the massive challenges just because she was a woman in science back then.
Right. The bias must have been intense.
Immense. Skepticism, difficulty getting funding, even just getting access to labs. She often worked in really basic conditions. And think of the experiments themselves, countless trials that just didn't pan out, plus fighting constantly for recognition.
So her perseverance wasn't just scientific, it was battling the system, too. That's another level of resilience. How do we even apply that?
Well, it shows failure isn't always technical, right? Sometimes it's external barriers. Curie's story, it really emphasizes believing in your work, that deep inner conviction, even when everyone doubts you.
Holding on to that belief.
Yeah. Don't let the external noise derail you. Awaken your potential likely talks about that inner strength, that self-advocacy. Powerful stuff. Okay, what about the Wright brothers? Bicycle guys dreaming of flying. Seems almost quaint now.
Huh, yeah, knowing we hop on planes all the time. But getting there, anything but quaint. As Awaken Your Potential probably covers, they had crash after crash.
Ouch.
Mechanical failures, public ridicule. People generally thought they were nuts, wasting their time.
So how did they keep going? Through crashes and people basically laughing at them.
Their real genius, maybe, was how systematic they were about those failures. They documented everything, every flight, every crash, what broke.
Like scientists.
Exactly. They analyzed what went wrong, adjusted the design, tried again. Each failure wasn't a stop sign, it was a data point. They learned to fly by learning all the ways not to fly.
Okay, so the lesson is dissect your setbacks, be analytical, treat it like data to guide the next try. Makes sense. Who else?
Let's jump forward a bit. Elon Musk.
Ah, the modern visionary. Tesla, SpaceX, pushing boundaries. Seems like pure success now.
Now, yeah. But easy to forget the early days, especially SpaceX. Remember those early rocket launches?
Oh yeah, some didn't exactly go smoothly.
Understatement. They had very public, very fiery explosions. Millions of dollars gone, poof. Could easily have ended the whole thing right there. Awaken Your Potential probably emphasizes the sheer guts it took to keep trying after that.
Wow. The pressure must have been unbelievable. What kept them going after literal explosions?
From what you read, it seems like this relentless focus on the big goal-making humanity multiplanetary. That huge vision acted like an anchor.
Okay, the why.
Exactly. Plus, an intense commitment to learning. Musk and the engineers, they'd analyze every single failure point meticulously. It was like, okay, that was an expensive lesson. Let's make sure we learn it.
So a culture of seeing failure not as judgment, but as a very visible, very costly learning opportunity.
Pretty much. And that applies whether you're launching rockets or, learning guitar. Every setback is a chance to refine.
Right, it scales down. Okay, one more. Steve Jobs.
Yep. Apple. Innovation. Again, looking back, it seems almost inevitable, doesn't it?
It kind of does, but he had bumps too, right?
Oh, a huge one. Getting ousted from Apple in the 80s. Fired from the company he started.
Wow, yeah, that's got to sting. How do you come back from that?
Well, as Awaken Your Potential likely explores, he didn't just, curl up. He used that time, founded XT, invested in Pixar.
Right, Pixar.
These ventures were different, but incredibly formative. He learned tons about tech, design, storytelling. That wilderness period, those experiences, arguably made his return to Apple so successful later on.
So the failure, the ousting, became like a necessary detour. It enriched him.
Exactly. It wasn't the end. It was a redirection that fueled future triumphs.
Okay, so all these stories, they have this common thread.
Right. And that brings us back to the main point, inspired by Awaken Your Potential. This isn't about becoming the next Edison or Jobs.
No, probably not realistic for most of us.
Right. It's about seeing the failure as part of their stories and using that knowledge to fuel your journey, to become more resilient, more focused, more intentional.
So for anyone listening who feels stuck or maybe is dealing with a setback right now, these aren't just anecdotes.
Not at all.
They're reminders that failure is usually not the final word, and it often holds the lessons we need to move forward. It's actually pretty heartening to know even these huge names faced struggles.
It really is. And Awaken Your Potential shows. Rejections can become redirections. Setbacks are normal. Perseverance, even when you feel like you have nothing left, is key.
Failure gives you signals.
Valuable signals. And ultimately, how you react to failure. That's what defines you. That's what shapes your potential.
So take these ideas. Let them strengthen your resolve. Remember, you're not alone in facing hurdles. And those hurdles might just be paving the way. Because, it's not the fall, it's the getting back up.
Well said. And if you want more of this kind of inspiration, more practical strategies for building that resilient mindset, we really do recommend checking out the Awaken Your Potential YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic resource. If you're into personal growth, self-discovery, finding that inner strength, they've got you covered.
It's packed with content to help you push past limits, embrace change, mindfulness, habits, resilience.
It's really like a step-by-step guide to becoming, a stronger, more self-aware version of yourself.
And what's great is They don't just say be resilient, they give you actual techniques,
Mhm.
concrete ways to cultivate that growth mindset, handle change, build those habits we talked about.
Yeah, whether you've got big goals or just want more inner peace or you're navigating something tough, there are tools there. Real practical stuff.
And it's not just about historical figures. They really show you how to apply these ideas day to day.
You can find it easily. Just search YouTube for Awaken Your Potential, or the link is youtube.com at Awaken Your Potential now. Seriously, go take a look. It's quality stuff.
Definitely worth your time. Because, like they say, Awaken Your Potential doesn't just tell stories, they help turn them into fuel for your future.
So think about that today. Failure doesn't define you. Your reaction does. And maybe, just maybe, take a moment later. Think about a past setback. Could you reframe it? Could you see it not as an end, but as maybe? A crucial stepping stone, a lesson that actually pushed you forward, something to chew on, definitely.